Just tell me how to make more money. Just tell me how to make more money. But that starts at the efficiency level.
Welcome to AMC. I'm Dr. Greg Miller. We're in a series on office evaluation, and today we're going to cover the topic efficiency with Dr. Todd Osborne. Let's go ahead and get started.
So I wanted to talk about efficiency today in your chiropractic offices. And it's a major breakdown that we see throughout our profession. And unfortunately, it really affects the profitability of chiropractic practices. And ultimately, I know money is not the only thing to think about, but we are running businesses. So if we don't think about that, we don't have a business and we can't supply our goods, the great chiropractic care that we have to our patients if we are not in business. So I wanted to start out with efficiency. And efficiency leads to proficiency. Proficiency leads to productivity. And productivity ends up leading to profitability. Most of the chiropractors I talk to are concerned about the profitability part because they are maybe struggling in practice, maybe they're not profitable yet, or they're certainly not as profitable as they should be. And that's where they want to focus. Just tell me how to make more money. Just tell me how to make more money. But that starts at the efficiency level. So we have to go back to their office layout for the doctor and the staff's procedures, for the patient flow. Is that all as efficient as it can possibly be? Because if you have efficiency breakdowns, you cannot be as profitable as you should be. So what is efficiency? It's certainly not rushing. It's not hurrying. It's not spending less time than you should be spending. What efficiency is being able to achieve your maximum production with the minimal wasted effort. Or another definition is it's preventing the wasteful use of resources. And so that's why we want to be as efficient as possible in our offices. And really, efficiency comes down to most people just spending more time than they need to, especially with patients. And they're talking with the patients way too long. They're talking about subjects they shouldn't be discussing with the patients. And they build something called a friendship practice. And that's where all your patients coming in end up being your friends rather than being patients and you being the doctor. And the problem with this is the fact that most of you will agree with me. Who would you rather have come into your office as a new patient? Someone that you don't know at all, or a friend, a good friend of yours? Because what happens? Friends come in, they don't respect you as a doctor because they know you too well. So they don't have that respect factor there. They don't follow your recommendations. They don't pay for your care. And if they do refer, they refer another friend that doesn't respect you, doesn't follow your plan, and doesn't pay. So I think we can agree we don't want friends in our practice. We want patients. But what do? We spend too much time with the patients, and that ends up breeding a friendship practice. So here we are saying we don't want necessarily a lot of friends in our practice, but we're creating them. And that is a major efficiency breakdown because then you're in there talking with them. They don't respect your time. They don't respect what you're doing for them. And ultimately, then no way you can have proficiency, productivity, and profitability. And proficiency is a high degree of competence or excellence in what you do. And so when you can get efficient, that's going to give you that high competency rate. That's going to raise your productivity levels. And as we all know in business, as your productivity levels go up, then ultimately the back end of that is profitability, and those numbers go up also. So 3 things that to focus on from the efficiency standpoint. One is your procedures as a doctor and your staff member. You should have procedures and protocols in place for everything you do in your office, because that is going to allow you to accomplish what you need to accomplish with a high degree of competency in a minimal amount of wasted effort and time. And that doesn't mean that you're cutting short on patients. No, actually you're giving them a higher quality by having protocols in place for the time spent. And so even though you may be spending a lot less time with a patient than maybe you do now or typically would, when you get the protocol in place, the patient will be more fulfilled and feel like they had more time with you because of the quality and the value of that. Whether that's through your normal office visit, your consultation, your exam, your reports of findings, everything at the front desk, from scheduling to the checkout process to financials, everything should be protocoled into your office so that you can accomplish it in the most efficient and proficient times and be as productive as you possibly can with that. So you have to have that professionalism, if you would, to be able to accomplish these things in the right amount of time in your offices. And that's what truly makes you a professional. It's not that degree hanging on the wall. It's not a certificate that you've got a license from the state. But being a professional is being able to accomplish what you need to accomplish with the greatest excellence in the most efficient amount of time. Another one that I see in chiropractic offices is technique-wise. The doctors will come and say, oh, well, my technique, it takes so much longer to do. And it really doesn't. It's just that they haven't gotten efficient with their technique. And so every time someone tells me that, I can send them to a doctor that's doing the same exact technique that is 2, 3, 4 times more efficient than they are, and can see that many more patient visits than what that doctor that said that they have to take that much time with that particular technique. And it's just not the case. So again, you have to build efficiency into your protocols, your procedures, into your technique, your treatments, your staff members with what they're doing, whether it's therapies, the front desk, patient flow, and your office layout and setup comes into play with your efficiency. I had an office when I was first practicing. The adjusting rooms were on opposite ends of the building. So I was running up and down the hallway all day, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so efficiency-wise, that was a major breakdown because I was spending more time in the hallway than I should have been. When I built my new office, I had 3 feeder rooms coming directly into my adjusting room, and I didn't have to run up and down the hallway. I had 3 doors. They were all 6 feet apart, and that's the most I moved all day and stayed in that one room, stayed out of the hallway, and I was able to increase my proficiency, productivity, and profitability because of that. So what's your office setup look like? Is it set up for good patient flow? Is it set up for the doctor to be as efficient as possible? Is it set up for the staff to be as efficient as possible? Do you have it set up where the therapy area and the front desk, the checkout area, are fairly close so that less staff can manage both of those areas rather than having to have separate staff for both of them? Again, just an example. And patient flow wise, is it efficient for getting patients into your treatment areas, into the therapy areas, through the checkout procedures? Do you have jump seats outside of your adjusting rooms so that the patients are right there waiting on you instead of you waiting on the patients to come all the way from the reception room or down the hallway? And so efficiency wise, you need to make sure your office is set up correctly, that you have the proper plan for patient flow, and doctor and your team members need protocol to establish that efficiency. Because ultimately, we all want you to be as profitable as you possibly can, but there's no way to do that without having maximum efficiency, leading to the proficiency, productivity, and ultimately profitability.
My name is Dr. Lisa Bigley. I practice in Seymour, Tennessee, next to the beautiful Smoky Mountains. I want to talk to you for just a moment today about the efficiency of this system. The efficiency is not just for the doctor, it's also for the staff, and how the flow of your office can become incredibly smooth and stress-free. For your staff, it starts with the way they answer the phone. The way they answer the phone sets the tone for what that patient is going to feel when they walk through the door. It's then how your staff greets that patient, how they process the paperwork, how they introduce themselves. The efficiency continues with how the staff will keep the rooms loaded for you. They really should make your job easier so that you can focus on just being the doctor. On the doctor side of things, this system is so efficient that you know what you're going to say when you walk through the door. As soon as your hand hits that doorknob, you have an expectation of what's going to happen on the other side. And very little can actually catch me off guard in my office. But the efficiency of the system and how we do a consultation, how we do an exam, how we do reports and recommendations for care is all set out for us. Once we become comfortable with the system, the efficiency becomes effortless and your office becomes a stress-free, referral-based practice. I cannot say enough about this system and how it has helped me build my practice and maintain my practice. Once again, Dr. Lisa Bigley, Mountain View Chiropractic, Seymour, Tennessee.
Thanks for joining us today. As a reminder, we've got regular webinars that go into even more detail on this topic. Check the description for more ways to get our content and sign up. If you'd like more information about AMC and how it might help your practice, you can always reach out to us at amcfamily.com.